Okay, so before we start a nebula, I did want to show you guys the link that's on the blog, and it goes to the Hubble site, um, which is really neat because they have these really great large photographs from outer space. And you can go into the gallery and you can check out what nebulas look like, spiral galaxies. There's even a whole bunch of wallpaper. If you click into that, you can download that. Maybe not here at school, but at home if you wanted to use that as desktop pictures. But really neat spiral galaxies. And then they're in all different sizes too, so you can have some really nice high quality pictures. Nebulas are created by gases, and they can look really different. There can be a lot of variety between them. The kind that we are going to make is a really easy nebula. There are more involved ones on, out there on the internet if you search. And as part of this project, you guys are going to be doing at least 2 tutorials. So that's something you could check into. But go ahead and make the easy one that I'm going to show you. And that way, you can, any of the things you've made with me, you can use or not use depending on, what you like. But I just like to make, kind of show you how to do a lot of things so that you have some good artwork and then you get to do some on your own too. So to make a nebula, you want to make an empty new layer for the nebula. And, you can choose to put it all the way to the back, maybe below your stars, or you can also have it on top of some planets too. It kind of just depends. I'll go ahead and go down low in the order of the stack, so I'm right above the background layer, and I can move that around later if I need to. But I'll make an empty new layer. And then the next part of this is you want to choose a bright color and black in your little color picker. So black should be background, foreground, make your bright color. And it could be, bright red, orange, yellow, green, purple, whatever you want. But you do want a fairly bright color for that. And maybe I'll go with the green that I have here already. Now the first step is to fill the layer with the bright color. So the paint bucket's a good option there. Remember, paint bucket is under your gradient tool. So if you don't see paint bucket, just hold down on gradient until you see it. And then just paint into it 100% solid opacity. So you don't want it to be lower. You want the mode here to be normal. Then we're going to go to filter and render. And we're going to choose difference clouds. And that makes clouds mixing with the 2 colors you've picked, so the black and the color. We'll set this to screen eventually. Not yet, though. Now, each time you run the difference cloud filter, you're going to get a different look. So I recommend running it a few times and then picking the one you like the best. Also, the very top part here is the very top filter is going to be the last thing you ran. So you don't have to keep going back to render. You can just choose difference clouds. So I'm going to run it again and see how I get a different look. I think it looks better after the first one, so I'd always at least run it twice. But I can run it 3 or 4 times. That's pretty cool too. Each one's going to look slightly different. Then in my history panel, I can go back and I can back up and check, click into the different ones. So here's the last one I ran, the one before that, the one before that, my first one. So I can just pick one, whichever one I think I happen to like. And you want drama, so hopefully one that's got nice, rich black areas and interesting green shapes, or whatever color. Then the last part of this is to put the layer onto screen. So in the layer panel where it says normal, just like we did for the stars, you're going to set to screen. And that is going to get rid of the black. Now, if you decide you like black better, you could always change your background layer to black. That's going to give you the most contrast. You can do a variety of colors with this, and then you can also mask out parts of it. So if I wanted to put a mask on it and use a black brush, then I could go in and I could have that nebula just on some parts. So I'll use a soft brush, but I could erase and really just use nebula in some areas, possibly. And then I can also, I'll put it above some planets. Oops. I can also add more than one. So I'll make another empty new layer. I'll pick a new color. Maybe I'll go with some yellow. Add some highlights to that.
So to take it out, you like put a mask on it?
Yeah. That's an easy way to do it, and if you use a soft brush, it'll look good. If you use a hard edge brush, it might look like you've erased pieces, but as long as the brush is soft, opacity is kind of low. I'm sorry, what if you... Let me show again. I'm doing this over again. So difference clouds. I'll run difference clouds. One more time. Now I like that one, so I'm going to set it to screen so I can see both layers. Once you've done one, two, actually, you can try some of the different blending modes, and some of them are going to give you different looks. Like linear dodge. Let me try lighter color, looks a little bit different. Just experiment. Overlay. I might go back to, that's kind of dramatic. Some of those are going to look ugly, of course. But screen is probably the one that's used most often. So to mask out, just like everything we've masked, since we started, you put the mask on. The mask is going to let you erase the layer that it's on. So then you use your black to erase, white to put back, and you just go through and remove. Soft brush though, have your brush all the way to 0% hardness. You can drop the opacity once you are ready to blend things. And then you can go in and just gently reveal and hide. And you could do more than, two colors either, also, as many as you want. If you look at the Hubble site nebulas, you will often see more than one color coming together. This one actually has quite a lot of, orangey, pinky kinds of greenish kinds of colors, all blending in. So that's the last thing I'm showing you, and then after that you guys are going to be searching for tutorials, and I would just search for what you think you might want. For example, you might search shooting star Photoshop tutorial, and then you will see a variety of them, and a lot of them these days are on YouTube, which are the easiest ones to follow if you can actually watch a video as opposed to trying to read them. Some of them will just have screenshots and they'll have written instructions, but you can see through here lots of different ones. Here's one, create a comment. You could search planet rings. And there's a bunch there. There's exploding planet. Those can be pretty cool. Asteroids, you could search the moon, Earth, Saturn, whatever you like. But you need to do 2 as part of this project.